fight of the year, a deadly shooting that happened yesterday afternoon in the 1400 block of Ashley Avenue. APD was dispatched to the area around 6:30 p.m. for a report of someone being shot. Now, when officers got to the scene, they found 20-year-old Dietrich Deshaun Gaines of Alexandria laying on the floor inside of a home with a gunshot wound. He died at a hospital. Detectives arrested a 17-year-old female from Alexandria for second-degree murder. That investigation is continuing.
Alexandria police have made an arrest today in connection to a homicide on a Volge Drive back on May 13th. Detectives arrested 18-year-old Brian Johnson of Alexandria for 1 count of second-degree murder and 1 count of unlawful possession of a machine gun. Johnson is in jail at Rapides Parish Detention Center from an arrest from a few days ago on May 26th on an attempted robbery charge and 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Now, it is unknown if those charges are any way connected to the homicide on May 13th. Johnson's bond has been set at $1.37 million. And back on the morning of May 13th, APD responded to the 500 block of a Volge Drive for a shots fired call. When officers got to the scene, they found the body of a 19-year-old black male, now identified as Dontravius Williams, who had died from his gunshot wounds. The investigation does remain ongoing, and if anyone has any information about the incident, you're asked to contact APD.
Giving back is an update regarding the active situation in downtown Alexandria that we first brought to you at the top of the hour. Interim Alexandria Police Chief Chad Gremion said that APD, RPSO, and LSP are working an active scene downtown following a party held on a private rooftop that spilled over into downtown Alexandria, at which point a shooting occurred, leading to 1 person dying. The shooting was non-officer involved, and no more details regarding the victim are available at this time.
Alexandria police have made an arrest in connection to an armed robbery last Friday that resulted in the death of one of the suspects. Around 11 p.m. on Friday, APD responded to the 2100 block of North Bolton Avenue for an armed robbery. Police said the victim said he was beaten and robbed at gunpoint near the intersection of Mimosa Drive and Tupelo Court. The victim also reported a struggle ensued and a gun was fired. Now, during that investigation, police received a call that an 18-year-old man arrived at the hospital suffering from a gunshot wound. Police identified the man as Dontavius Caesar and said Caesar was one of the suspects. Caesar died from his injuries, and yesterday police arrested the second suspect, 18-year-old Atashan Spearman. Spearman's charged with 1 count each of armed robbery and second-degree murder. And that if you have any information, you're asked to contact police, and you can do so by the numbers on your screen. Happening now, News Channel 5's Live at 5. 3 shooting incidents in 3 days last week leaves 2 dead and a child grazed by a bullet. We've got more on where the investigations stand as concerns grow over crime in the city. Thanks for tuning in for Live at 5. I'm Brooke Buford. We're continuing to follow up with several violent incidents in Alexandria in the past week, both shootings and close calls. Arrests have been made in some of those cases, while police still search for suspects in others. Alex Ornchuk brings us up to speed on where the investigations stand. Alex.
Brooke, what we know so far from police, in a 3-day period, 3 people were shot, 2 of those died, and in some of those cases, 3 people were arrested. We also had a person who was found dead from unknown causes. Here's the latest on those investigations as concerns over crime in the city continue. The crime spree came to a head last Thursday when an 11-year-old boy was hit with a stray bullet from a drive-by shooting on Gus Kaplan Drive, prompting Alexandria Mayor Jacques Roy to speak on the incident.
We cannot, as a people, continue to hold life with so little regard.
The 11-year-old was treated for a non-life-threatening injury and released from the hospital. No arrests were made in that case that capped off a week of violent incidents that started just 2 days prior. Around 7 a.m. last Tuesday, Alexandria police officers responded to reports of a body on Magnolia Street. Detectives identified that person as 39-year-old Michael Robert Lee of Alexandria. An autopsy was ordered to find out how he died, and we're still waiting for those results. About an hour later, APD officers responded to reports of a shooting on South and Furby Streets. When officers arrived on the scene, they found 38-year-old Montravius Gibson shot dead. 25-year-old Donquil Gatson was arrested, and he faces a second-degree murder charge.
We can't allow illegal gun possession to continue to plague us as it does. The violence level is just not going to be permitted.
Later that day, around 6:30 in the evening, police responded to reports of someone being shot on Ashley Avenue. When officers got there, they found 20-year-old Dietrich Deshawn Gaines laying on the floor inside a home. He later died at a hospital. APD arrested a 17-year-old in that case who faces a second-degree murder charge. The next day, shots fired were reported on Sunset Drive. Officers spoke with a woman who told them her car was shot while she was inside her home and she was injured by flying debris. 21-year-old Richard Nelson was arrested in that case and is facing multiple charges, and with residents concerned for their safety, the city says it is working toward a solution.
It will get better, and we do have a plan, and we will work that plan hard. We will have the best resourcing and personnel available to that task. We will put our money, resources, and committed personnel where our mouths are.
Police told us they don't believe that any of those incidents were related. Brooke, back to you.
Channel 5's Night Side, Alexandria police have made an arrest in connection to a shooting from the last night, the latest from police. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on Night Side. I'm Dylan Doming. Alexandria police have made an arrest in connection to a homicide from last night. Police have arrested 20-year-old Jaquarius O. Davis of Alexandria in connection to a homicide yesterday. Davis is charged with one count of second-degree murder, and his bond has been set at $1 million. At around 7:30 yesterday evening, APD responded to reports of someone being shot in the area of Llewellyn and Lacazine Drives. Upon arrival, officers found 19-year-old Zaria Armstead on the ground near the intersection. She was taken to a local hospital where she later died. This investigation is ongoing at this time. If you know any information on this incident, you are asked to contact the Detective Division, or you can remain anonymous through Crime Stoppers.